Live from the news station. This is 7 News at 6.
Protesters leaving Little Havana after rallying against the Clinton administration, they say, violated the law by ignoring both immigration and custody laws.
On the other side, protesters in Cutler Ridge who say it was the Miami family who violated the law by not turning the boy over as requested by INS. Two perspectives, one story and one community very divided. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lori Jennings.
And I'm Rick Sanchez. A huge show of what is being called peaceful indignation today in Little Havana. 7 senior reporter Mark Ludner is there. Mark.
Rick, the speeches have ended, the music has stopped, the people have begun going home after spending their day in the sun in a massive demonstration here on Calle 8. They came by the untold thousands, people of all ages bearing flags of Cuba and the United States. And they were determined to make a loud, long, peaceful statement.
It was necessary because they saw people that were burning, and they were only they thought it were a lot of tires and things, but this is the majority of us. This is what we stand for, and this is who we are. Now, we got out of hand a little bit, and that happens sometimes, but it wasn't ever like a big riot that other communities have done. This is who we are.
The march stood still at one point as taps sounded. Cheers went up when Brothers to the Rescue planes flew overhead. Nobody cheered when a plane towed a banner telling the marchers to stop fighting their battles against Castro here. The dominant emotion, frustration over the Elian Gonzalez situation.
And this is an expression of the frustration of that community. And I think the two themes that are being heard here are justice for Elian and liberty for Cuba. That's the theme of the rally, and that is what people are out here to do.
The Miami family of Elian, the little boy at the center of this international storm, did not appear at today's march.
They're just trying to recuperate and go through this shock. But they're strong, they'll pull together, and they'll be fighting still for Elian.
Now, within the hour, we talked with Miami Mayor Joe Carollo. We asked him about the seemingly deepening ethnic divisions in this area in the light of the ouster of City Manager Warshaw, the resignation of Police Chief O'Brien, all of this Elian-related turmoil in the city.
There are, no one can deny that, but are you going to tell me that we have more today than we had in 1980, than we had during the other incidents that we had in 1992? I don't think so. We have to work at that, but frankly, I took a decision that I stand by, and I'm going to finish that job because it was a decision that was in the best interest of this city.
Do you take any responsibility for the ethnic turmoil in this city now?
I do not do that. I think that Mr. Warshaw and Mr. O'Brien, if they claim that they truly love Miami so much, they should stop throwing fuel to the fire, and they should leave with dignity.
Miami Mayor Joe Carollo saying he takes no responsibility for the turmoil currently gripping the city of Miami. That conversation at the end of a long, peaceful march here in Little Havana. Mark Lundner, 7 News.
And the undercurrent of what Mayor Joe Carollo was talking about was a police rally held yesterday, a resignation speech by the chief of police, which has led many to wonder what the relationship would be like today in Little Havana between the protesters and the police.
And all this, too, after all the accusations of police brutality last weekend, right after the raid that took Elian. Diana Diaz, you are out there for us. What kind of relationship did you see today between the demonstrators and police?
It's a very good relationship from what we've seen out here. There are plenty of flags still flying, lots of banners, but no sign of any violence, no clashes with police.
Today, so far, it's been quiet. I haven't seen many officers around. The people are demonstrating quietly, the way we have been doing it for the past 5 months.
Nothing happened yet. Everybody's been very quiet, peaceful. Everybody's following the rules, and we haven't had any confrontations whatsoever.
A far cry from just 1 week ago when thousands of people poured out into the streets of Miami to be confronted by field forces and tear gas. Today, handcuffs are replaced by handshakes. Cuban radio spreading the word to spread hugs to Miami police officers. Here along 8th Street, the mood is very peaceful. People holding flags, signs, and for the most part, happy with the way the police are treating them.
I think they were ready for this, and we're doing the best that we can just to be, quiet.
There is no tear gas or fires, only a burning desire to protest Saturday's raid and subsequent clashes with police.
What I'm most impressed of is number one, how peaceful the community has been. I'm very proud of that. There hasn't been a window broken. The only violence that's occurred in this community in this last week has been on the part of Janet Reno and Bill Clinton.
And Miami police officers out here have stayed in the perimeter of this area. They have not interacted with the crowds along 8th Street here, making for a very peaceful protest. Everyone out here very happy with the way police are handling the situation out here. One person we have not seen, outgoing Miami Police Chief William O'Brien. Live in Little Havana, Diana Diaz, 7 News.
All right, Diana, thank you.
And we get to take you now above the scene in 7 Skyforce to get a view as this evening begins to quiet down. Photographer Julio Jara in Skyforce for us now. And Julio, the streets are thinning out.
Yes, they are, Lori. What we have seen here is truly a remarkable sight from the air earlier today. We have been flying over the scene now for several hours. And as you know, with such a massive crowd gathering, you can expect lots of traffic. I mean, as you can see over here, Southwest 7th Street here, lots of backup now, and also on Southwest 9th Street on the other opposite side over here. As for even traffic below, but even we've seen a lot of traffic up in the air too. A lot of banners for and against this type of protest in this march. We've seen Brothers to the Rescue earlier before doing some flybys over the crowd here, and truly, we've even seen a river of flags of different parts of the country, and truly a lot of support for this type of march here.
All right, Julio Jara following that story for us from up above, and there are folks in South Florida as well, as you know. And as we mentioned at the top of this newscast, who believe that the Miami family, the Gonzalez family, was wrong for not obeying INS's orders.
And those folks were gathering today in Cutler Ridge. They still are at this hour to support the government action. 7's Charles Belay is right out there with them. Charles?
Well, I'll tell you, what started off as a protest that began with about 200 or 300 people quickly swelled to thousands. And this is a rally that is not confined to just one area. We are talking about US 1, all along US 1, all the way through Cutler Ridge. And the message is very simple: respect the United States.
The images are powerful. Resentment fills many hearts and minds. Call it a counter-demonstration, a backlash after what the world has been watching unfold in Miami this week. Harsh words from thousands of Americans upset with the actions of some Cuban Americans and their criticism of Janet Reno and the U.S. government.
We're not out here to demonstrate against the Cubans. We're out here to demonstrate their actions.
We understand their pain, but this is America, and we are supporting Janet Reno and President Clinton's decision.
For almost 2 full miles, demonstrators man the sidewalks. Cars and trucks fill the streets, shouting, chanting, clapping, honking, bellowing, a much different message than has been heard in South Florida in the past 5 months.
They come over here because they want freedom, but still they're flying their Cuban communist flag, and I believe in the American flag.
Why did you feel it necessary to come out here today?
I'm an American, I love America, and I'm beginning to feel like I don't live in America anymore.
The American flag is king in this crowd, and it's everywhere. There are demonstrators who have not been as gracious in their messages as the majority of the crowd, but overall this group of people are asking for just one thing: respect.
Yes, we are free to believe and do what we want to do, but there's laws and there's consequences for not obeying those laws.
Miami-Dade police have been keeping an eye on things, making sure the crowds remain calm.
We're standing by. There's a lot of people that have issued information that they are going to have protests, and everybody's indicated they want to do it very peacefully, and we encourage it, and we want to know that we'll let them know that we're going to work with them.
However, this is not the only pro-government rally today. In Peacock Park, another demonstration, this one for Miami Police Chief William O'Brien. The crowd says Carollo is wrong. and they want the chief to stay.
All peoples with the same brush.
Well, we thought this protest along US 1 would eventually calm down after 6 o'clock. That hasn't happened. Actually, there's more people now on the streets, and it's starting to spread into the streets that cross US 1. But overall, this has been very peaceful. We're live in Cutler Ridge, Charles Belay, 7 News.
All right, and let the healing begin. Ahead tonight from the Newsplex, we will take you to all venues, including, of course, those that are now leaving Little Havana after a massive protest there.
And over the next hour, we'll be taking you back for sights from Cutler Ridge, this gathering along US 1 and 107th Avenue.
Last Saturday's raid on Elian's South Florida home, the catalyst for everything that we are seeing today. We're going to take a look back at the tumultuous week. It is coming up.
7 News brought to you in part by Toyota. Toyota every day. And by Publix Supermarkets. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
The convertibles are here! Hey, the new convertibles are here! Woo!
Yes, the new Toyota convertibles are here. The MR2 Spider and Camry Solara. And to celebrate, we're offering sign and drive leases on Camry CE. 0 down, 0 due at signing, and $278 a month for 48 months on America's #1 selling car 3 years in a row. We're all pretty excited about it. Some of us are just more excited than others.
This Tuesday through Saturday at General Nutrition Center's Gold Card members save 20% on everything in the store, including everyday low-price products. See you at GNC.